Hey guys, so Riot asked me to do a KLED masterclass, basically KLED for beginners, help people get into champion, and they also feature me on the client, so I did this all on stream yesterday, which was really cool, and I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to the KLED masterclass. The genius of the world is putting on for you guys today. So KLED, the latest champion released by Riot, he's a Yordle with an attitude, and he's got his buddy Skarl that it just is like, it's like his what's it called? His Yoshi. Like Mario. It's basically like Mario and Yoshi. Look at that. Look at the yeah. Look at the tongue. You basically have to play around your resource management system, which is KLED's passive. So basically, the way it works is when you're mini KLED, you always have the same amount of HP. No matter what items you buy, you're never going to be able to get tankier than that when you're dismounted. But when you have Skarl, Skarl benefits from all the bonus HP that you buy. So if you think about it, when you have Skarl, you're like the full guy. You have all your abilities. You're fully charged and ready to fight. And then when you're in KLED mode, it's like panic mode. It's like you suddenly got ejected, like Diva out of her suit or something, and you're just panicking till you can get a chance to jump back in it. So his first main
The sad
skill.
part of watching Voyboy right before bed is all the wet dreams. Sad face. Never had a thing for dark-haired, beardy, chubby Middle Eastern kids before.
Why couldn't you have done that before Riot feature me, man? I'm trying to be professional, dude. I'm trying to be the business suit. Anyway, so his first skill, bear trap on a rope. Basically, it's only available when you're in Skarl form, and you basically just hook somebody like this. So it's kind of like, you're going fishing, you get a line, and you just have to fight against the fish, and they can, like, I don't know, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you got to keep him in there. And it's basically his main form of like real CC, and yeah, it's very important that you land that ability when you're fighting. This is the only skill he has in active skill he has in KLED form. You basically just do like a basically like an old Graves Q forward. It has 5 bullets, and they all do separate damage. It does reduced damage if more hit a champion, but it's like basically a movement ability to get you away from the fight and to build up your courage meter whenever KLED gets dismounted. But yeah, his W, Violent Tendencies, this is actually where most of KLED's damage comes from. So it's really good for killing tanks, and if you run like, other AD items or you run Fervor of Battle, that increased attack speed obviously really helps you out. So there's a lot of like intricacies to using this, but at the end of the day, you just have to keep an eye on the cooldown and make sure you're actually going aggro when you have it up and not like waiting for, like not CSing with it and then going ham right afterward. That's the main thing you have to keep in mind. His E is pretty interesting. It's his main form of gap closer after his ultimate. It's called Jousting. If you hit a jungle mob or a champion, you'll get a little move speed boost for 1 second, like that, and you'll be able to reactivate it so you can dash right back through them for a fixed distance. So it's kind of like a Yasuo E almost. The main benefit of Jousting is just to stay on your target. So a technique that you can look to do is you can E through somebody once, use the Q while you're mid-dash, so you connect those two, and if they try to run away from you, you just reactivate the Jousting, and you get the hook off, you get your CC in, and you just go ham with Violent Tendencies. So his ultimate charge, it's a super troll ability. If the targets that you're going for are not in that line, like the little arrowed line, then the ultimate will just not go off. Like you'll just keep running to the end of the trajectory. So it's very easy to miss, and it's very like troll. So you have to just like learn how to use it properly to initiate for your team. And the longer you roll on a Skarl, the higher the shield that it gives you scales up, and the more damage that it does. So it actually does percent health damage as well. So that's why Arm Pen is so good on KLED. Oh baby, okay. Oh, and another little trick you can do, you stutter step. Shouts to John. You stutter step when your ult path is already out, because it gives you a massive boost when you're going in the direction that your ulti started, right? But if you stutter step forward and backward, just like for like a split second, you actually get a speed boost even if you're running backwards. And that doesn't only apply to KLED, that applies to every champion that goes through his ultimate, every ally champion that goes through his ultimate. Alright, so anyway, let's do the runes and masteries and stuff. Alright guys, so for my masteries that I like to run in KLED, I like to go for an 18-0-12 page. I prioritize Fervor of Battle in the Ferocity tree because it gives you a ton of damage as the game scales up. KLED has no trouble sticking to his target, so you can stack that Fervor and just wham bam thank you with the Violent Tendencies and get off a ton of damage. So that synergizes really well with his W. I go Fury, Double-Edged Sword, Vampirism,
Oppressor, Battering Blows, and Fervor Battle in the Ferocity tree. And then you already know we're going for that Resolve 12 points. You got to get the Recovery, the Tough Skin, the Runic Armor, and the Insight. Just gives you a little bit of regen, a little bit of survivability, reduce Summoner Spell cooldowns, so you can use the advantage you have whenever your summons are up and just go ham on the enemy top laner and, force those kills, make those plays, baby. So for runes on KLED, I would recommend Attack Speed Quince. Synergize with your W, Violent Tendencies. Synergize with that Mastery choice we made, Fervor of Battle, and any AD you buy as the game progresses. And whenever you fall off of Scarl and you're in little mini KLED form, you can attack faster so you can build up that courage and get back on Scarl, hopefully before you die. Scarl and KLED scale very well off of bonus AD, so you gotta run those 5 AD reds. Armor yellows, you gotta have this if you're against an AD top, and it gives you a lot more survivability, both in Scarl form and in KLED form. And then 10% CDR at 18 on the blues, gotta run that. So with the Black Cleaver and the Death Stance build, you're gonna hit that 40% sweet spot by late game.
For starting items, I would definitely recommend D Blade. If you're against a ranged matchup, you can also go D Shield, but that is totally up to you, depending on the exact opponent. In terms of your first items that you're gonna rush, I would either recommend Tiamat or Phage. Depending on the matchup, if you need a little bit more wave clear and push potential, then Tiamat's very good because you can transition that into our Titanic Hydra or a Ravenous. And in terms of the Phage, you can go for Black Cleaver. Those are both the main starting items that I'd recommend you to rush. In certain games, you can also go for Frozen Mallet as your first item. But yeah, Titanic Hydra, Black Cleaver, or Frozen Mallet are going to be some of your most purchased core items on KLED. And depending on the game, you're gonna switch and mix these up as you see fit. In terms of luxury items you can go for, there's a lot of good options. Anything that gives AD or armor pen or attack speed is usually solid. So Death Stance, Ghost Blade, Bork, PD, very good. If you want resistances, then GA is almost always going to be one of your best bets against mixed damage teams because it gives both types of resistances and it gives you extra time to stall out for your KLED to recharge the courage and get Scarl so you can jump right back in the fight. A full build example that I would recommend, something like Black Cleaver, Boots 2, Frozen Mallet, Death Stance GA, and then like a PD or a Bork to round it all out. So we did KLED breakdown, full overview of his kit, strengths, matchups, that kind of stuff, runes and masteries, and we did 2, full gameplays. Thankfully, we won both games. I wasn't too boosted. I think that's gonna call it for my KLED masterclass. Get it? Because I'm a master, the best top laner in the world. So I'm just teaching you guys what I know. And we may have missed almost every ultimate, but that just shows that even a player of my caliber, even a player of my caliber can miss the ultimate and whiff some abilities. So it just makes you think like, wow. The skill cap of KLED must be so dang high if even the boy hasn't mastered him already.